Hi, Church. Pastor Jeff here with another Trinity check-in. I have a podcast recommendation for you, so if you're interested, stick around to the end. First, though, I want to share a practice with you and a word that I only just rediscovered, I suppose, last night, and it's already helping me to live my life better. So little backstory. I started a practice just shy of a year ago. It's a way of praying called Liturgy of the Hours. And it's practiced by many Christian traditions, but not many United Methodists get deeply into it. But I think it's about time a few of us did. So usually you have a prayer book like this, known by all the ribbons hanging out of it, because it gets complex as the year goes on. So most of the time, you're in this spot in the middle in a part called the Psalter, praying the Psalms. But at different seasons of the year, you have prayers that come from other parts, and so you use the ribbons to find them. I personally think the complexity isn't a bug, it's a feature. It helps you stay focused and helps you stay interested. But the part about Liturgy of the Hours that's most useful, I think, is the fact that you do it more than once a day. You do it at certain times throughout the day, and in fact, it's supposed to interrupt whatever you're doing. That no matter how important your work is, prayer is also important, and so the pendulum swings back and forth between the work that you do and time for prayer to refocus. I found that very useful for me, and you may even remember I talked about it in one of these updates, I don't know, 6 months ago or so, and I shared with you on my phone the alarms that I had set. That they buzz on my watch to this day to remind me to pray. Well, the word that I found was last night was recollect. Now, you might think recollect is just an old-timey way of saying remember, and, well, you're not wrong, but listen to what the word really means. It means recall to mind. So it does mean to remember something, but with a little bit different sense. It means recalling something to mind. And the way I heard this word used was with regards to these reminders and these calls to prayer. Now, see, in ancient times, we're going back to the Roman Empire here. As I understand it, that's how time was kept in Roman cities. A bell would ring, and when the bell rang at 3 hours into the day, 6 hours into the day, 9 hours into the day, you'd know it was time for lunch or whatever. And the Jews and the Christians would use that as a call to prayer. And to this day, monasteries and convents will often use a bell like that. Here's the thing, that bell recollects us. It prompts us to recall to mind what's most important. Now, it's not that the work we're doing isn't important, but God is even more important still. And with whatever work we do, we tend to get caught up in the details and forget the why, the purpose of it. We have to recall that to mind, and so the bell, or whatever the reminder happens to be for you, is a reminder throughout your day to remember what's most important. But there's another definition to recollect too. Are you ready for this? It also means to recollect one's self means to become aware of your immediate situation and purpose after a distraction. Now, I don't know if any of you suffer from distractions as much as I do, but it's good to have something built into your day to bring you back, to help you become aware. It's like, oh, wait a second, what am I doing? How long have I been playing this game on my phone? And to call you back, to make you aware of the immediate situation and to bring you back to purpose. I love this word recollect. Now, there's another side of it too, in that sometimes the bell stops working. Sometimes our reminders stop working. And I think part of what the word recollect has recollected me to this time is to realize that the alarms going off on my watch haven't been working lately. Oh, they've been buzzing on my wrist, don't get me wrong. But lately I've been like, nah, go away, and gone back to whatever my distraction was. And so there's a reminder in there for me to allow my bell, so to speak, to recollect me when it goes off. And if that means if I'm in a place where I can pray the next hour in the Liturgy of the Hours, then fantastic. But even if it's not, just a moment to say, oh yeah, this is why I'm here, this is who I am, is a valuable thing. So I want to encourage you to do something to recollect yourself, some kind of reminder. Now, maybe that's setting a special alarm on your phone or watch, or maybe it's something as simple as a post-it note on your computer monitor. I knew somebody who put a sticker on the back of their phone, and they got one of those puffy stickers that sticks out a little bit with intent that every time they felt it, it would, to use this word, recollect them, to call them back, to recall to mind what's most important, and to make them aware of where they are and who they are whenever they felt it. Now, as always, after a while you stop noticing it's there and you have to recollect your recollecting, but it's worth doing. Okay, so I wanted to share that concept with you because it's helping me, and I hope it helps you too. I don't know. I'm of the belief that Liturgy of the Hours needs to be practiced by more United Methodists, so maybe I could do more on that one of these days too. I promised you a podcast recommendation. So I got a surprise invitation a couple of weeks ago, and that was to be on a radio show here in Lincoln on KLIN. It's called Friendly Fire, and Jim Keck, the pastor of First Plymouth, is the host of it. It's basically just your standard interview. Now, I briefly thought about making the joke, wait, the radio, that's an app on my phone, right? I don't see it in the App Store. No, I know what the radio is. Of course I do. But here's the thing. It's also available as a podcast, and that's a little more my speed these days. I had a great time talking to Jim. He is a good interviewer. He drug stories out of me in a way that was good for me, and I hope good for the people that were listening too. But even beyond that, I'm just glad to know about his show because I don't think many people know it's there, probably because not as many listen to the radio as used to. But he interviews all sorts of people from around Lincoln, and just kind of exploring the back catalog has helped me to feel more connected to the place where I live. So I recommend it to you. I will put it in the, I'll put a link in the email that this video goes out in, but you can look up Friendly Fire with Jim Keck on any podcast app, and you'll find it. If you put in KLIN, that might help find it in the search too. But I recommend it. It's worth listening to, and if you listen to the episode that I'm in, let me know what you think. I share some stories in there that are good and important to me, and I'd love to know what you think too. All right, I hope this video has called you back to yourself. I hope it has recollected you, and I can't wait to see you all Sunday. Be well, church.